Alrighty guys, I'm Casey and welcome to a brand new episode of our modded survival world. Last episode we built ourselves up an Enderman farm which is still running at the moment. I believe it's still running anyway, I don't think I turned it off. Wait for an hiccup there. I tend to get hiccups when I record for whatever reason. Nope, it's still running, which is great. That's exactly what we want it to do. Gain us our XP. But there's something that I want to test. So, when you spawn skeletons in... When you spawn skeletons, or wither skeletons, using the spawners from Ender.io in the overworld, they don't appear as wither skeletons. What they appear as is regular skeletons. And I'm curious to see if that happens with Zombie Pigman. Because that would be kind of interesting when you think about it. So, let's put this to the test. We need a spawner. I'll use a zombie spawner. We'll need 4 of these. Let's get a soul vial. We only need 2 soul vials, but we'll take this. We need 2 zombies and 2 zombie pigmen. So let's go get ourselves a zombie pigman. I need to find my way into my nether. This is something you guys probably haven't seen before. Is my original base, which is underground. It's been slightly demolished, but this is it. We've got some farms over here. Actually, I have a that over there. This farm here, because I wanted to use like hay barrels as thatch. My original ME room, which is the room that we're going to go into. Let's go down here. This was my original deep storage unit room. I think there's still a couple left with zombie flesh in it and those. And I think this one was stone, but I exported all the stone. Okay, so that chest is kind of full. Still need to figure out what farms are still running here. Thought I'd shut them all down, but maybe I didn't. But anyway, let's go grab ourselves a zombie pigman. We could also do a ghast farm, but I think I'd like to have like a nether portal, and then we go into the nether and we have... Ooh, that might be that might be good. Having all the nether mobs in the nether. Ooh, that might be good. Like having a nether portal and then going into the nether, and we have like a kingdom expanding into the nether. Looks like it's taking a little bit to load. So when it's loaded, I'll bring you back. Hopefully it didn't crash. We did actually load into the nether, so let's go and grab ourselves a couple of zombie pigmen. There's one. Oh, that's a golden carrot. That's not going to work. That's one, and we need a second one here. Here we go. Cool. So we've got those. Now we can actually find out if soul sand right there. I was looking for soul sand in the series recently, and I can't remember which one it was. I think it was my vanilla survival world I was going to do. And I decided not to. I decided to focus on one series at a time. So now we go through the portal and wait for it to load up in the overworld. I promise when I don't record, it's a very quick transition. You can probably hear my computer racing in the background. I am going to be upgrading my computer relatively soon, and I do want to just grab some of this out of here. So something is going into this chest. But I don't know exactly what. Looks like it's just a backlog. Probably I didn't empty my farms out. Possibly. Either way, I'm going to raise this base to the ground at some point. Okay. Let's go to sleep. Actually, my bed's over here. I want to sleep. I want to combine this with a Ender.io spawner and see if we get a zombie pigman spawn. Because that would be kind of interesting. And fun. Because then I could start producing golden carrots for my kingdom. Which would put Jace out of business. Because he sort of produces the stuff like that. This is the spider farm, not the Enderman farm. Wrong one. It happens occasionally. But yeah, he kind of deals with farming goods. Oh, I didn't put a door on here. Okay, I'll get a door. Let's pop this away and let's get 40 levels. So I need to combine this, and this costs 15 levels. And I think it's 40 levels in total when you add 30 and the 15 together. Or it might be 35. Don't quote me on that. We'll find out. Let's find out. So, we put our... Oops, that's not it. We put our zombie spawner in here. Nope, zombie spawner in there. Zombie pigman. I actually don't need to do this for a zombie spawner. Yeah, we've already got 2 broken zombie spawners, so that's good. And we probably had a couple of spider spawners, so I didn't have to do all the spider ones. While that does, let's go and grab a tesseract. There we go. And let's grab ourselves a energy conduit. I'm going to have to make up some more of these soon. Okay, let's grab an anvil. I don't actually have an anvil. I mean, I did have one, but I took it and put it over near the Enderman farm. I think I did anyway. Or maybe I meant to and I didn't. Come on, wow, this takes a fair bit, doesn't it? Oh, so they're spawning in walls, the Endermen. There we go, suffocated in a wall. Something to be mindful of. Come up, you're nearly there. Yes, you did it in the end. You did it in the end. Okay, so now what I need is a spawner. Okay, so we got a skeleton, a creeper, and a spider. I'm going to just repurpose this spider one. It says zombie pigman, so I imagine that means that it does spawn zombie pigman. But we'll put this to the test. Since this one is configured... Oh, it's not got one of those in it. Okay, cool. I was a bit worried that it might have one of those capacitors in it, and I didn't want it. Okay. This should spawn zombie pigman. Should do. It might not because of the light level, though. Although I think zombie pigman can spawn in any light level. Yes, it spawns zombie pigman. Okay, cool. So at least now we can do one of these. Let's anger the pigman. The army is coming! Now, I think all the zombie pigmen drop is rotten flesh and golden nuggets. I don't think they actually drop ingots, do they? Where'd I get a piece of iron from? I don't think they drop the ingots. See, we got a couple of options when it comes to storing the nuggets. Because you can store them like this. Which is where you can put... If I show you this a little bit better, actually. If I grab a stack of gold. Let's pop this away. We want those. We don't want any of those. Oh, zombie brains. Tesseract, that'll do. So if I grab what's called a compacting drawer. Right. And we put something in here like an ingot. It's going to convert that ingot into blocks and nuggets. So we can pull out as many blocks as it'll let us, which that stack of 64 would only convert to 7 blocks. But then we can pull out the rest in ingots. Or we could pull them out in nuggets. You know? So we could store it like this. The only trouble with storing it like this, in this form, is it stores quite a lot of gold blocks. So it would be building up for quite some time before we actually was able to send these gold over to wherever we want them to go. But I'm thinking we just use this as a golden nugget farm. Maybe there'll be some ingots in there and we'll put an ingot chest in. We'll use these instead of using a compacting drawer. And then that way I could use the golden nuggets from here to send off to some sort of... Like maybe we do a carrot farm because I eat golden carrots. You know, and I keep buying carrots from Jace. You know, so maybe Jace could provide the carrots and I could provide the gold and we come together for something. Or maybe we have a carrot farm and we produce golden carrots. We compete with our ally. You know, maybe that's a good idea or not. I don't know. But yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on bringing up this zombie pigman build and the zombie, again, regular zombies as well. I think I'm going to utilize this building here for them. Just because I think I want to do this one. And again, as you can see, we've got sort of a build like that. How did I do that one? So I did that one like this, where I put the sort of like, what you might call it, the roof on this side. So I think in this one, I'm going to put the roof in the middle. So yeah, I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to bring this up the same way that we've brought all of the rest of the houses up, using the wireframe first, followed by filling it in. So yeah, I'm going to get to that. When the build is actually brought together and the actual physical build is there, I'm not going to put the farm in. I'll bring you back and show you an update, and then I'll go and do the farm. So I'll catch you back in just a little bit. Welcome on back, folks, and I just want to start off by saying that The Who are an amazing band. Not The Who from the 70s, 80s, not that Who. The Mongolian Who. The H-U. That kind of Who. Been listening to them, my wife got me into them, and they are amazing. But anyway, I just thought I'd bring you back to show you the update, and then to tell you that I kind of got distracted listening to their album. It's an amazing album. The Greg or something like that. I don't know. I don't speak Mongolian. Wish I did now. Wish I did. But yeah, so we've got this in place now. We've got the building in place. The roof in. I've put a little one there. I think I've done it a little bit wider on the other side. Oh no, it's the same. Is it? Yeah, it is the same. Probably could have gone one block further over to make that slightly bigger. I think that's something I might do. Or I might actually add another one of these here and here later on. But I want to, later on, I want to work on ways of breaking up just plain straight things. Like we've got this big block here. I want to work on them individually when we've got plenty to work on, rather than making these builds overly complicated and too difficult. So we are going to have a window here, but we're not going to have a window there because this would be the way to get up and down. I will put a ladder here at some point, but I want to wait till I get angel wings instead of a jetpack, which is something that we'll be working on in the near future. Definitely. So yeah. Now what I need to do is I need to get these in place, you know, as I do. And I just do this simply by taking out thingy. It's a 1, 2, 3. So it'd be this block here that gets taken out. And then we just look up, take that block out. One side will be zombies. One side will be Zombie Pigman. So yeah, there we go. That looks good to me. Looks good to me. Yep. And then obviously this will be where we put the grinder. And we'll obviously need to take out this area here to get this power cable all sort of set up. So yeah, I'm gonna get this done and then I'll be back with you. Welcome on back, folks, and it is now fully in place. I've got the house all built up here, and again this is starting to really come together like a little city, especially this corner is, and I can't wait to start adding life to it. You know, I think I'm going to put a tree here, maybe even have a swing dangling from the tree, I don't know. You know, I really can't wait. And next week, or actually by the time you've seen this, I should have streamed, because this is the last episode for the week and I record a week in advance. My goal on stream is to bring this wall all the way up. And I think what I want to do is I want to work on this river. And I also want to start working on these pathways a little bit as well in the near future. But I think what I want to do while I'm streaming is I want to start stockpiling, getting ready for the shop. You know, but for that we're going to need these mob farms running. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's show you around this first. So this is the final design of the little small nook there. I apologize if I've already shown you around the outside of this. I feel like I did record that clip. I'm pretty sure I did. It's been a couple of days for me. It's been a very busy day today. Finally get time to sit down. So if we go inside, I've got 2 separate switches. One for the zombie farms. And then one for the pigman farms. And the idea behind these switches is just so that I can turn them off if need be. Maybe I've got way too many zombie drops. They're not selling. My stockpile's full. I don't need to be running this. Let's turn it off. And I can switch them off individually. Down here, they're all going into a buffer chest, which is going to buffer the items. This is more for if I don't have an assigned slot, but should be getting items here as well. Which looks like we're getting eggs because we'll get jockeys, feathers. We'll get some zombie heads and obviously the raw chicken. I'm not sure what I want to do with these 3 yet. This is a nice passive way of getting these, I suppose. Probably utilize them for other stuff, maybe. I don't know yet. But we got the zombie heads as well, which is unfortunate we get zombie heads instead of zombie pigman heads, but we'll pop them there so they actually have a place. these three, I don't really think there's really point in putting it there for them. Again, we should be getting similar stuff for the jockeys. Oh, yes. But we haven't had any zombie jockeys yet, which is, again, actually, that's kind of fortunate. But yeah, basically, this chest is just here for fees all fill up so I can come here and see what's going on. Hopefully, this chest will never fill up, but I just kind of like having the buffer chest, and I added the buffer chest in. So these are all drops we actually got pretty commonly from the zombies, actually. I mean, we didn't get that much iron, we only got 2. You know, and again, 2 potatoes and 2 carrots. But I'll probably use a combination of this farm and this farm to create ourselves golden carrots, I think, rather than exporting carrots themselves. Using them for golden carrots. And what can we use the potato for? So, so the potato actually doesn't... Oh, yeah, we can have a potato bag. Okay, and we can have a jetpack. Okay, this is something I haven't seen before. Then we can obviously smelt it, which is probably the way that I want to go. Although we can get biofuel and mechanism by crushing it, which might be the better option. And again, baked potatoes, do they have many uses? I mean, to be honest, we're not going to be getting a fat lot of these, so it might not even be worth it in the long run to utilize this as a potato or carrot farm. It might be better just to send these into mechanism to have them sort of processed. Because again, we buy our carrots from Jace, you know, and I want to kind of keep the ecosystem intact. And you know, we have an alliance, and like again, we kind of roleplay on this server, you know. We keep things very realistic. If I start producing the stuff that he's producing, carrots and potatoes, then it might cause some problems between our kingdoms, you know, which might result in a war or something. And we probably will have wars at some point down the line. Be kind of fun. They'll all be story written and stuff like that, scripted. But definitely having some would be fun. But yeah, we haven't really had a little look at Jace's land. I want to show you, this is his shop here, one of his shops. And he produces stuff. Again, we use emeralds. I think he produces a lot of stuff. Like he's got wool 64 for 2 emeralds. All meat is 64 for 2 emeralds. Golden carrots are 64 for 6 emeralds. And a cake is 2 emeralds. You know, you can sort of see his stockpile back here. He doesn't have automation like we do. And even so, he's out of golden carrots, I think. I'm pretty sure he's out of golden carrots because I remember buying him out of them the last time. I bought every single one he had so I didn't have to keep making them. And I've almost run through that stockpile. But he does have another shop inside his city wall. If we go here, this is like his big shop, which is got most of his stuff in. And he doesn't have much in the way of automation. That is me buying wool from him to fund, if we go to the glass I'm using dark glass, which is this here. And it requires these blackout curtains, which requires wool. Now, there is a little bit of an issue in this pack, and that's this recipe conflicts with another recipe. But just to sort it out, just use different coloured wool. If you use different coloured wool here, yeah, I use all of white here and then a red, just one red. That makes this. But if it was all white, it'd make like a curtain or something. So just be careful. Now, he does have a little bit of technology, Jace. He does have a reactor that I built for him, an ME system that I built for him, and an ender quarry that I shown him how to set up. But I highly doubt he's even remembered how that all works. That was like over a year ago. So he may need a refresher course. But yeah, so let's get some sleep and we can go over a little bit more of my current plans for the next week. I'd like to, you know, I like to record a week in advance, and I'm pretty sure I put my bed around here somewhere. I had to move it because I couldn't sleep due to mobs spawning. I had zombies spawning and they were preventing me from sleeping. But yeah, what I'm kind of thinking of where I want to be at the end of the next week, because this is my last episode. I'm actually a bit late on recording this thanks to some dental work I had done. I had to take a day off. But anyway, I think the first thing that I want to do, because we spent a while building up these mob farms. We've done the skeleton one, the zombie pigman one, the enderman one, and the spider one. We've done all of these pretty much in a row, if I remember rightly. Don't think we've had a break in between them. I think we're going to have a break. We're going to work on this building a little bit. And that's because when we start stockpiling the shops, you know, I do want to build the shop again. That's going to be something that we build in the near future as a shop. I've got Jace come in on Wednesday. I'd like to have the shop up and running by then. So we'll probably put our first shop like right here as we come into the city. And that'll be the mob shop, and he can obviously buy mob stuff from there. And that. But I want to have that up and running before he comes. It doesn't have to have every single mob drop in it that we're planning to put in here. So I think in the next episode, what I want to work on is getting this stockpiled. Which means we need to do some stuff with some of the stuff that we're getting. For example, I've got this mob farm turned off at the minute, and I can't run it, even though I'd like to, because if we look at these chests, I am filling up these chests pretty quickly with pointless equipment. These bows and these things, and I could send all of this into a trash can, just get rid of it. But why not repair the bows? Why not repair the armor? Why not repair this and store it for sale? You know, and the reason why is Jace came to me a few months ago, back when we were playing on this world, before I decided to record on this world. If you watched this series so far, you'll notice I tore down an ME room that was built when I built that around that time. Well, he came to me and was like, "Do you have any chainmail? Like, I wanna keep my guards out in chainmail, and he needs some chainmail for me." So I thought, you know, why don't we prepare this? And this requires getting into actually additions, and I'd like to do an episode dedicated to that, where we look at how actually additions work, so that you can understand it a little bit. We could do that as a repair. You know, originally I was going to do this building as one episode, all the bits inside of it, but I'm thinking we don't need to do that. I can show you how it works via actually additions, show you how we can repair the armor, get it repaired, and then, you know, sort of be done with it, if you will. You know, be great to do that. That being said, you know, once we start getting that done, once we start getting the armor repaired, I can start building up the stockpile, because we've got to buffer quite a bit. So before I start sending anything to the shop, I'm going to need to fill these up here. And I'd like to get the emerald storage upgrades on these. They just allow us to add more storage. If we right click, you can put upgrades here that allow you to store more things. And I'd like to have that on the main drops that they drop, the thing that we're going to be getting quite a lot of. So these bones and these arrows. Not so much of these, maybe in the future when we're overstocking on them. And if we go over to here, you'll see I've already done this on one of them. Because I've been running the Enderman farm for a fair little bit while I've been doing this. And while there's been like no major changes to this, there has been a couple of minor ones. And that being this, look, I've had to upgrade this. And this is still, you know, we still have quite a lot of ender chests in here. Ender pearls in here. But this is kind of what I want to do, so that we can actually get stockpile. Now, there are some mob farms that are spawning additional things that we don't actually have. In this case, these. And that's obviously going to send it into this chest. And we'll probably do that with other things as well. Like the drops we're getting from chickens and stuff. You know. But for now, I'm kind of happy with how this turns out. I also added a chest buffer for the spider farm as well. I do believe this one is off too. Yep. If we go down here, you can see that I've added a chest buffer as well. Now, this one doesn't have the chests on top of here because spiders aren't dropping armor. Whereas zombie pigmen, they do drop stuff like that. And even so, even if we, you know, don't utilize the stuff that we repair, you know, the zombie pigmen, they're dropping golden swords. We can smelt those golden swords down for golden ingots in tinkers. You know, that's 2 golden ingots a sword, you know. We can get quite a lot of gold out of this without even really needing to. So maybe what I do is I set up an ME system to deal with all of this. We ship it all off into an ME system. The ME system goes, okay, you know what, I've got 2,000 golden swords. We don't need any more than that. Let's start smelting the other down into golden ingots. And that can go off into a shop. Or that could go towards something else we want to produce with gold, you know? Doesn't have to be that we produce the stuff we want to produce with gold by using a gold farm, you know? This is a renewable source of gold that I don't ever have to worry about, you know? And yeah, we can set up quarries, you know? We can set up an ender quarry, which will quarry a whole area by 1,000 by 1,000, you know? 1,000 on the X and 1,000 on the Z. That was it. I was forgetting the other axes, the X and the Z, and it'll go from top to bottom on the Y, you know. But after it's done 1,000 blocks, takes a while. It takes a fair while to do that, you know. We need to go and replant it. But to be honest, I've never had a world ever where I've had to set up an ender quarry to quarry more than once for the resources I don't need. I've never gone through all the resources I've got out of one ender quarry, ever. And that includes this world. And this is, well, technically I had 2 ender quarries running in this world. Technically, but I had one running in the Nether and I wasn't classing that. I was only classing the one I had running in kind of the overworld. It's another dimension that's meant for mining called the Deep Dark I had it in. But, you know, we got all these resources. And I've hardly used any, you know? But even so, I've only got, like, what was that, nearly 20,000 gold? So, even though it's been running, I don't have a fat lot of gold, you know? But hey, I think that's going to call it for this episode, guys. So, if you've enjoyed the video, please do consider leaving a like. It really helps out the channel, and I really do appreciate it. So, please do leave that like. And click subscribe if you want to see more from me. Guys, I'm KC, and thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.